Right, so now that we know where our projectiles are going to be spanning from, we got the references and everything. Now let's go ahead and create the projectile itself. So how exactly are we going to create this projectile? We are just going to basically create a static mesh for that projectile specifically. And to do that, we're not gonna do like a basic one that we can just create here really quick. We're gonna do it in a little bit more an advanced way. How we're gonna do it, we're gonna click here where it says selection mode and go into another one called modeling mode. So on this modeling mode, basically you can create your own meshes, but in a little bit more of an advanced method because you can actually edit their shape more in detail. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it with a cylinder. So let's create a cylinder right here. So it's gonna like give you the option to like bring it on to the map. But let's go ahead and actually we can just drag it here for now temporarily. But we're gonna change its shape using the parameters that we have here on the panel. Okay, so for the radius, we're gonna go ahead and choose 1.8 and we're gonna choose 30 for the height. Okay, so what that's gonna do is that it's gonna build this cylinder. Let me see if I can move a little bit. Sorry. Okay, okay, there you go. So this will be our projectile right here. Uh, Now, as I said, make sure you have 1.8 radius, 30 height, but the projectile is gonna shoot more in a forward-looking way. Right now it's like pointing upwards. So we're gonna actually change some stuff. So basically here on X form, here in create, you just set up its basic shape details, right? But on X form here, you can actually change the orientation of how this mesh is placed. So you're gonna click accept to create the cylinder, and then you're gonna go here and then go on edit pivot. Here you can change the orientation of the mesh. So we're gonna put 90 degrees on the y-axis, the green one right here. Make sure you're choosing rotation, not location. And then that we're not gonna see the changes. So you're gonna click 90 and it's not gonna look like much is changing, but just trust me for now. Put the 90 there and then click accept. Okay, because this mesh that we have here is not gonna reflect the change. In fact, you can even delete it. You can just go here and delete. Now the one that we properly made the changes on is gonna be on the content drawer. Basically, Unreal Engine generates a mesh with the details that you provided by default. So there's going to be a folder called generated or something similar to that. And once you go in there, as you can see here, it is the mesh that we created with the exact details. So if you drag and drop that to the screen, now you can see that it is correctly with the orientation that we set. It's just that this modeling mode, even though it's good for adjusting all these details, sometimes it can feel a little bit less intuitive because as you saw, we were doing changes and it wasn't really like reflecting, but it does reflect. It's just that it doesn't do it like immediately from there. It does it in this like generated folder from Unreal. So even though the process is a little bit more abstract, we are getting the result that we want, which is that cylinder with the correct shape and the orientation. Basically, it should be falling on the red axis, on the x-axis. So make sure yours is looking pretty much the same as this. After you are done with these changes, everything is looking good once you drag from the generated folder. you can go back to selection mode, okay? So let's leave it until this point. In the next video, we're gonna finish up creating our projectile.